Republican presidential field about to get even more crowded, with Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal expected to announce his White House bid just a few hours from now. That makes him the first Indian American ever to run for president. Joining us now, Karl Rove, former senior advisor and deputy chief of staff to President George W. Bush, and a Fox News contributor. I am guessing that Governor Jindal wouldn't have even liked that introduction, because he says he doesn't want to be known as an Indian American or anything like that. He wants to be known as an American. What are his prospects, Karl?
Right. Well, first of all, I know the governor well. We served together as colleagues in the Bush administration. He was a key official at the Health and Human Services Department, two-term member of Congress. He's now in his second term as governor. He's had an exemplary rise, a young man, 44 years old. But there are big challenges ahead. If you take a look at the Real Clear Politics average of polls, he is 0.8. That is to say, he is now polling less than 1% in the electorate, and he is in 15th place. He's the 13th candidate to enter, but he's in number 15 out of all 15 that have been polled in most public polls. So he's got a big challenge. 36% in the latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll say they could support him for president. 28% say they could not. That makes him number 11 out of 15. However, 34% don't know enough about him. This is where he's got a chance. That makes him number 2. Only Carly Fiorina is less well known than he is. So he's off to a start today, an uncertain start. But he's at the back of the pack, and he's going to have to show something to move up.
He was reelected overwhelmingly, 2/3 of the vote when he ran. I guess it was the third time, because he lost his first initial race. I mean, the people of Louisiana seem to love the guy.
Well, they did when they reelected him, as opposed to as contrasted with his opponent. But his approval ratings today in Louisiana are not strong, and there's not a lot of enthusiasm in some quarters for his presidential candidacy. This has a little bit to do with personality and some to do with issues. The state has a $1.6 billion shortfall, and part of it is just that, look, it's hard to be the governor of a big state and keep your popularity sky high. But one of the key tests is going to be for him. Now, I'm not saying that money is the end-all, be-all, but we're going to get a sense in the July 15th report as to how his various fundraising committees have done in preparing him for this moment. And then by the end of the next quarter, we'll have a sense, are the Louisianans who voted for him in his last election now supporting him for president with their wallets and their checks? And we'll get a look at that. But he's got to find some way to break through the clutter. When you're number 15 out of 15, you need to show some strength in your announcement and in the weeks to follow.
Yeah, we'll see. As you say, he does have a large hill to climb. Let's talk to you. All right, Karl, we're going to take a quick commercial break, because we want to talk to you about the upcoming Supreme Court ruling on Obamacare, but we have to do some business in the meantime. Stick with us, Karl, for just a minute, and we'll be back in just a second.
You bet.